Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Let's go through this. Presentation. And this. Okay. Today I'm going to give you a very basic information about the Martel and Martel Plus projects. But before going on this, I would like to share with you an interesting view, which I read in a book a few years ago. It's a wonderful book called Outlaw Sea by Mr. William Langewiesche. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. He says in his book that our world is an ocean world. Under its many names and with variations in color and mood, a single ocean spreads across the 3/4 of the globe. At a time when every last patch of land is claimed by one government or another, the ocean is a realm that remains radically free. That's an interesting view. And what's more, every day, thousands and thousands of ships of various sizes and types are sailing in this realm, and with crews on board from many nations and origins. So this realm becomes a multinational and multi-ethnical and multicultural realm, and it is transcending the control of each and every nation involved, enjoying almost a wild freedom of action and status. Perhaps this is why we need such efforts like UniMET project to unify around certain standards, to understand each other better, and to create a more controlled theater, a more controlled environment where our ships can safely sail. And as I said, to understand us each other better, we need a language, and the language of the sea is mainly English. But it's no ordinary English. It's an English soaked by frequent splashes of maritime discourse, eventually changes its name to Maritime English, and finally becomes as free and diverse as the realm it deals with. So, this may seem a nice thinking, but when in harsh reality, according to IMO statistics in 2006, 80% of the accidents at sea are caused by human error, and nearly half of which are attributed to communication failures among the crew and the crews of the ships, and the crews on land and ships and so on. So that's where we started Martel project, in this atmosphere. And we intended to create a set of maritime English tests for seafarers. We started the project in 2007 and completed it in 2009. And our aim was to produce tests for maritime English language standards by a new and innovative approach to the maritime English language of mariners and port personnel. The innovation was in the philosophy of Martel. The tests handled the testing of English language in maritime context and professional discourse. This is not something very new, but what's new is with Martel that our tests focus on the language skills as the subject of the assessment, with the usage of nautical vocabulary and communicational phrases. Till we started Martel project, the mostly maritime English tests were something like a professional test in English. I mean, they seem to be like the translation of maritime knowledge into English, and the questions were designed like this. But in Martel, we changed this and we focused on the language skills. And what's more, in terms of innovation, we distinguished the needs of the language needs needs of different types of seafarers. So we constructed Martel tests, or we named Martel tests in 3 phases. The Martel phase 1 was designed for learners who wish to enter maritime training institutions as officer cadets. And it was designed to test English and general English and set in a maritime context. In phase 1, these subjects are more of a general interest. Articles from magazines and newspaper clips, but they all concern, or they all cover maritime issues. But of course, the target group, we know that they are non-professionals or just beginners. So the tone of the maritime context is set to a very general level. This test is broken into the following sections like this. First, we start with a structure, which is purely grammatical section. Then it is followed by the skills of the English language, reading, listening, speaking, and writing. So this is basically the Martel phase 1 test is about. Phase 2 test is very different from the phase 1 test. First of all, it contains 2 different sets of tests, one for the deck and one for the engine department. And these tests are designed for the graduates of maritime academies and the deck and engineer officers who are already serving on board ships and holding junior positions. So these tests are for professionals, or the beginner, the persons who are beginning their professional life. And they are designed to test English language usage in maritime context and professional discourse. And also these tests are broken down into the following sections like these. Now, instead of structure, we passed that, we use SMCP as the first section of the test. And SMCP is the only standard in maritime English accepted by the many nations. And IMO, of course, on the very first line. And we consider this SMCP, meaning, I will explain this, the standard marine communication phrases, very important. So we test our applicants, our test takers, on this part. Then the usual language skills of reading, listening, speaking, and writing follow the first section of SMCP. In phase 3, again, we have 2 different sets of tests. These are aimed for the deck and engine senior officers, who are captains, chief engineers, pilots, and other high-level port authority personnel. And this is no more operational level. These tests are designed for the English proficiency, to test English proficiency in management level. The phase 2 was more in operational level, everyday life on board and duties and responsibilities. But when it comes to phase 3, we aim for the higher level personnel, the senior officers and the veterans of this profession, and we aim for the management level proficiency in English. Again, these 2 tests are broken down into the following sections. This time, just speaking we consider important, and writing for reports and the incident reports and perhaps other writing materials. So these are the 3 phases of Martel, which we have completed in 2007, between 2007 and 2009. And it was a cooperation with many respectable institutions from all over Europe. I'm not going to read them, you see them on the screen. All these institutions of maritime education and training were within the project in these years. After the successful completion of Martel project, we have now the Martel Plus project. It's a continuation Martel project, and it started in 2010 and now coming to an end by the end of this year, and it's built upon the successfully concluded Martel project with a range of new features and functionalities. To name these, very basically, first, in the first Martel project, we didn't include the ratings, which are also the very important part of the seafaring people. And in Martel class, now we have a test, maritime English test for the ratings. I will give a bit more detail on this one. Also, for all levels, we have a multi-level enhanced oral test with one-to-one examination. Martel tests are computer-based tests, but this one, the enhanced oral test, is a one-to-one examination. What's more, we have the teacher's guidelines for all Martel tests, including phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and the phase R. And also the mobile phone application with practice tests, and the enhancement of test-centered quality control system. These are all new features of the Martel Plus project, which will also enhance the original Martel project. So let me give you a very simple, a very brief information about the Martel Phase R test. It is, again, 2 sets of tests and designed for ratings of deck and engineering departments. And the test is designed to test the maritime English required for on-board activities of crew members in beginner's level. Very simple test in terms of English, but still a challenging one. Well, it has its sections, like the specialized vocabulary. We test the ratings in a very beginner's level of SMCP and the special vocabulary of the maritime English. Then comes the listening part. We test the ratings in listening skills and the speaking part. So these are the sections of the tests for both deck and engineering. And we have our partners here again, some continuing from the original Martel project, like the Center of Factories, TÜDEV, and the University of Applied Sciences. Also, we have newcomers like the Bulgarian Academy of Nikola Vaptsarov, and the Royal Maritime University from Sweden, University of Cadiz, and the National Maritime College of Ireland. And we did not only created a set of tests, but we also created study guidelines to help those people who want to take a test. And here we have created 6 study guidelines for each phase and for each group of the tests, deck and engineering apart. So these study guidelines are designed to facilitate maritime English learning and prepare test takers for the phase tests and provide a general outline for training courses. Well, thank you very much. This is very brief. I know I'm one of the last speakers before the lunch, so I will end it here, and I will invite my friend and colleague, Ardes Mantepe, to the platform. And if you have any questions, we can discuss them after the presentation. I will be happy to answer them. Thank you very much.